I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
I need a bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Hojo! I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day.
I'm going to do you a favor, James. I just say no ukulele.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like some of our drawstrings, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Yes, guys. Woo! It is Sunday. This means another episode of A Drink With Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and their hopes and their dreams, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, I'm kind of done with the mainstream. And indie is where the passion is, guys. All right. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend so far. My weekend is pretty good because tomorrow starts my vacation. I have a 2-week vacation, so which technically means that I'll be doing some day trips here and there, and I'll be mostly working on on new scripts and comics, and I'll probably be preparing POWERTRIP book 2 for the printer because it's now at the copy editor. So it's done. It's at the copy editor. So Ali is looking at it right now, and then we'll make some adjustments. It's just lettering, right? And then it's done, and then I will prepare it for the printer, and it goes out. So and then I will make sure that the digital edition of POWERTRIP will be with people as soon as possible. Also. Wow, excellent. Welcome all here. Let's see who's in the chat with us. I see Mike is here. Welcome, Mike. Good evening, Dave, and same or good morning, good afternoon to everybody else. Right? Don't forget the ticker. Thank you for the reminder, Mike. And let's have another fine drink. Cheers to you, Mike. What are you drinking, Mike? By the way, I never ask you. What are you drinking? What's your poison? And back that ass. Yes, back that ass. You can still do that, by the way. We have a dual campaign going on for POWERTRIP issue 2 and Perfect 10 book 5, and you can get them both on Fund My Comic right now. It's in demand, and you can get the back catalog also. So if you missed any books, go check it out. Stylish, that hat shirt combo, by the way, vacation man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I have to make sure that I look good on stream, right? Darkside is Comics. Welcome, sir. Darkside is Comics. How are you today? It's wonderful Sunday. Guys, subscribe to Darkside is Comics YouTube channel for daily comic book reviews. Silver, welcome, Silver Ogre. Welcome, sir. How are you doing, man? Nice to see you in the chat. Grab a drink and enjoy. And if you have any questions for the guest for today, just drop them in the chat. Bristolian Dave, all right, me Barris. Hello, Bristolian Dave. Long time no see. How are you, sir? Oh, wait. Water. A Vuffy? Is that something Canadian? Like Vuffy? Let's like a vodka with coffee. It's Vuffy or milk or for exciting me. Of course, it's coffee. I understand. 58 Underground. Hello, all. Hello, 58 Underground. Welcome, welcome. And let's see who else is in the chat. Did I miss anyone? I don't think so. People are talking to each other. Excellent. Welcome all. Guys, it's time for the guest. It's a returning guest. He's been here before. I think when I was just starting out. And he's back because he has some wonderful books that he wants to talk about. Oh wait, let me move this for a moment. And so let's see if I have everything set up. The ticker will go afterwards, but first we need to introduce the good man. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I have a very warm welcome for the guest of the hour, Mr. Nandor Fox Shaffer.
Hello, Dave. Hello. What's up, man? This is so cool. Thank you for the rolling R introduction and for having me today. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. So appreciate everyone in the chat and everyone stopping by. We're gonna have a really good talk today. So
oh, no pressure, Dave. A good talk. All right.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, it's not on all your shoulders. You know, it's both of us. We gotta make sure we're hitting it and we're getting the conversation going. The juice is flowing, as they say, right? So we'll have fun.
Go, man. I think that you're very smooth on stream. Did you practice a lot? Do you have your own?
Thank you.
Your own show. Your own
yeah, you know, I think I just had done so many shows. I was actually on Peter Sameti's show like a few months ago.
Wow.
And he actually told me he remembers when I was first starting out and, you know, coming on live streams and things. And he was like, you've gotten, you know, in a kind way, he was like, you're a lot more, you know, outgoing and a lot more, you know, talkative and very, you know, articulate. And I think I just, you know, had a lot of practice doing interviews. And then when I started my own YouTube channel about a year or two ago, you know, I kind of got a lot more comfortable in front of the camera and trying to talk and try to think on my feet. You know, as writers, I feel like that's not necessarily our strong suit, right? Because we're very analytical and we're you know, we go back and forth on like, okay, what's going to happen in the story? What are we trying to say? You know, and are we consistent in our theme and what we're doing? And so it's a lot more difficult kind of, you know, putting on a different hat and being that, you know, celebrity kind of guest, you know, YouTuber. It's a different hat. And so but I think after doing it a while and getting to know people, I really love getting to know people. And like, you know, you and I, Dave, we've talked before, and the more I'm on other people's guests that I've talked with before, it's just so much more comfortable. It's a lot easier because you're always like, I wonder how this will go, right? You're like, I don't know. Like we've never spoken before if you're on a new show or something. So now it's a lot more easier and a lot more comfortable.
Wow. Good for you, man. That's I got invited by Peter Sameti to be on his show.
Yeah.
A while ago, but I declined because I was so nervous just thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
Good for you, man. But By the way, did you push yourself to do this because you want to sell comic books, or is it
Yeah.
something else that you
Yes,
want to do on the side?
definitely. And when a few years ago, when more shows were popping up and more indie streams were popping up, it was something that I wanted to be a part of. I really felt like I was kind of missing out, and I wanted to, be a part of the conversation and try to get in front of as many people as possible.
Mhm.
And I've always found that doing these streams and talking with people, they seem to always, not only create great connection with the audience and with the host, but with selling comics, and I think when people kind of see your transparency, when they know who you are and they see your authenticity and that you're a real person and that you care about the comics you're making and that the passion is there and you're excited about it, I think it just resonates with more people. I think they can see that and they want to not only support your book if it looks good, but they want to see you succeed. And that's
Sure.
something that is, very encouraging to me, because there are some days, where like the campaign might be slow or you're just having a bad day, but then, you're talking with other people who love comics and you're on a stream and you're having a good time, and it's very uplifting, and it really helps to en- be an encouraging asset to a creator who feels like, because sometimes we're always in our own little bubbles. It feels like, we're doing our own thing.
Mhm.
We have our own stories that we want to tell. But at the end of the day, I think when, we all came up as fans, right? We all love the medium. We love the storytelling aspect, and being able to be a part of that with other creators and other people is so great. When I, this past April, I went to like my biggest convention that I've been to in Chicago, at C2E2. And it was so inspiring because, most of the people that I've spoken to has been online, right? So like being able to go somewhere at a
Mhm.
convention and meet with these people face to face and, go get a drink with them and go to the bar and like talk and have a good time and really,
Mhm.
connect with other creators in that way. I was like, man, I need to be doing more of this. It was really refreshing.
Right, right. Dark Sides Comic says, I'm the most passionate YouTuber on the planet. Ask Mike. Support me. Yeah, support Dark Side.
Awesome.
Right. So do you notice on conventions that you let me ask the question differently. How much of your sales do you think are contributed to the fact that you communicate with people
Yeah,
instead of just them buying it for the art or whatever?
right. Yeah, I think it's a big part of it. I think I mean, it kind of depends on the customer, right? I mean, there's some people who kind of come up and they're very shy and they don't really, maybe want to talk
Yeah.
and so you kind of have to read people that way. But I found, I always encourage people, pick up the book, like you don't be shy, right? Like pick up the book, flip through it, look at it. And if you have any questions, let me know and we can talk about it. And so I try to be as inviting as possible. I think, standing up at your con table and,
Yeah.
providing eye contact and smiling, I mean, it makes people feel comfortable. And I think if they're not sold on the story yet, and they like the art, that's your opportunity, right? Like that's
Mhm.
your opportunity to be like, yeah, like um I see that this book in particular caught you. You can ask questions why, but also, this is the character, right here, and this is what you're reading about, and kind of take those opportunities to gauge the customer and kind of see what they're thinking and ask them what they're into. Because if you have a few different titles,
Yeah.
like I do, I've done like some supernatural, some superheroes, some sci-fi fantasy, and when you kind of gauge the reader and kind of see what they like and what they're into, that can help you with your, sale, so to speak. But,
Right.
I think it's something that I've learned over the years where it's not necessarily always about selling, but about like building relationships. And I think, um, while of course us, creators, we want the sale. I think if you can create a lasting relationship or a lasting impact with the customer, you might not sell something that day, but they might come back the next day, or
Right.
they'll remember you, and the next time they see you, or if you have an online store, they just remember that. They remember that interaction, and kind of how you made them feel. So I think even if you don't see the expedient rewards of that conversation at the con table, later on, it'll come back, hopefully. So
Right. Especially when you're the writer. When you have,
yeah,
oftentimes you see artists, and they're basically just hunched over to draw the entire
yeah,
day,
just
right?
sketching
And they have
stuff. Yeah,
don't. So basically, the audience has to invite the artist to make contact, right? So
right.
as the writer, you have to be more proactive in that regard. Welcome, Suzanne. Hello, Jamin. Just popped by to like. Thank you so much, and say have a great stream. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Suzanne. Thank you for stopping by. Excellent. So far, Ogre says, I am fooled by names. I keep expecting Nandor the Mighty, Slayer of Chthonic Beasts.
Yeah,
He's just
Chthonic
Mr.
Beasts.
Shaper.
He's just
Right.
Mr. Schaefer.
What's
Yeah.
chthonic?
I'll take it. I've been called Nandor the Relentless, Nandor,
Thank you.
the Mighty now, and a lot of people think I'm from Gondor, from Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
So
You have a
um,
fantastic name, man.
yes, I
By the way,
I love it. I really do love it. And a lot of people ask me, like, is that your real name? And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, like it actually is. And I think the Fox part, it kind of trips people up too, because they're like, no way, right? But my parents were huge X-Files fans, so
Right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. So look at all these long boxes behind you, man. So you're a
Yeah.
collector. So what kind of comics do you collect?
Oh man, I'm still like I grew up, of course, loving Marvel and DC comics, and I still buy Marvel and DC occasionally. But I grew up in the era of comics where, for me as a kid, the earlier movies were coming out, like the Marvel movies, like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, and the X-Men films in the early 2000s. So I'm an early 2000s comic book reader. But what I love to collect, and what I still, I that opened up the whole doorway of comic book collecting for me,
Mhm.
and I learned about all of the classic stories, and any that moment when you realize that these characters have been around for so long, it's like this whole world opens up, and you're
Yeah.
just like, oh my gosh, decades and decades of history. And
Wow.
like, how did this character get here, and the evolution of that character and all that stuff. And that was such a change, a shift in my I don't know, my love of storytelling, and like character evolution, and how you can see how comics have been around for so long. And so you know I I'm a huge superhero fan. And it was only until about when I got into my teenager years that I started collecting more image books, and kind of following my writers and artists that I love from Marvel and DC as they went on to create their own stuff.
Mhm.
um and so, I mean, if like my favorite stories or my favorite comics growing up, for me was like Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting on Captain America during the Winter
Right.
Soldier period, and that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And, Jonathan Hickman on Fantastic Four. That was all that was like my introduction into these characters. And it was a really good time for me. I really feel like looking back at that era from like 2000 to 2015 was some really good stuff that it informed kind of like my opinions on the characters. And I felt like every time I was going to the comic book store, I was having so much fun. Hey Tony, what's up? Thanks for popping
Jody,
in.
hi there.
Yeah.
Nandor the Relentless just wanted to say hello. Man-Child continues to look incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, man. Thank you. So yeah, I have a lot of trades as well. You know, I kind of go back and forth depending on where I am in the collecting stage and stuff. But
Yeah.
and I've kept most of my collection. I will say, like, there are some things that I've kind of parted with over the years, or if there was a run I never was able to complete, or something like that. But you know, I found as I've gotten older, there are certain characters that stand out to me more than they used to, and you know, I'm more interested in like collecting them and all that. So it's you know, comics have always been a part of my life. I don't really remember a time, you know, maybe like you know, when I was really young, maybe as you know, like 5 or 6, maybe I wasn't getting comics then, but at a certain point,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was, you know, if it wasn't comics, it was the characters. You know, like
Sure.
maybe I had a Spider-Man lunchbox, or I had, you know, like Spider-Man bed sheets or pajamas or whatever. You know, so like these characters have always been a part of my life, and you know, digging into the comics and into the history of these characters,
Right.
it feels never ending. You know, it
No,
feel
no,
if
there's so much out
yeah,
there. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, right?
yes,
It's very difficult nowadays to be a completionist
yeah.
because you have to go back like 80 years sometimes, you know?
Right.
It's not doable.
I know.
Uh,
I know.
yeah.
It's really it can be really frustrating sometimes because I'll be, you know, really interested in collecting a certain era, you know, of a character or something, and
Right.
I'm like, cool. Like I'll find all of these. Like I'll find like a ton of books in the dollar bin, right? But then like you'll have those few that are, you know, very pricey, or they're very hard to find, and you're looking at eBay and you're trying to find them, and then the more the you know, when you complete a run, you eventually find something else that you want to, you know, complete as well, and so it never ceases
Yeah.
to end. It
Never
feels
ends.
like, yeah, it feels like a money pit, right? Like you're just like, man, like this is just never going to end. So
Yeah.
uh,
Plus there are always runs that don't really do it for you, right? There are some
yeah,
characters are much better under some writers, for instance, or some artists.
right.
Then you get a different run by a different team, and it doesn't really connect with you. It does happen, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've ran into that multiple times where,
Mhm.
you know, and I kind of learned at a certain point, and I feel like this is definitely something that needs to be corrected. Is like, for a long time, I remember when I started to kind of drop off on some characters, and it was like I was really loyal to characters. You know, I was like, I'm gonna get all Captain America, or I'm gonna get all of Doctor Strange, or all of the Question, you know, and I
Oh,
was very
right,
loyal to
right,
those
yeah.
runs and those characters. But at a certain point, I realized I'm not enjoying these anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
if it changed, if the writer changed or the artist changed, I'm like, why am I so loyal to these characters when the stories themselves, either one, they're not going to be in continuity anymore, like they're not going to matter anymore, um, or you know, two, the art isn't, you know, good anymore, or what I wanted, what I got into the character for, and so um, I like at a certain stage, I stopped following characters and I was following creators. And I think that's something that is a big difference in
Right,
comics now,
right.
because I think at a certain point in time, for many decades, people just stuck with the character for so much, but at a certain point in time, it just got so disappointing, you know, and you're like, I could spend my money on something else, you know. But I
Sure.
will say the plus side of that is I've discovered characters that I never would have given a second thought to, because either I liked the artist, you know, like if an artist was on a book and they switched, I would follow them because I'd be like, well, I really like that art and I want to see what they do. And in turn, if the story was good, I would I would start to enjoy that character and I'd want to, you know more about that character. So I guess there's a plus side
Yeah.
to it, but it's just something that my collecting has gone down, and as I've wanted to get more and more into older stuff, you know? So,
Sure. Right, right. Welcome, Sim. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Hello, Sim. Great. So what got you into making your own comics? What was the deciding factor there?
Yeah, so I had just finished high school, and I knew I wanted to be a writer. I had uh, written like articles on like some video game websites, and I had or blogs, I should say. And I was really interested in articulating my thoughts and my feelings in words, and it was kind of my way of communicating. It was like my preferred way of communicating, and I just really enjoyed that. But at a certain point, I stopped wanting to write about other people's creations or other people's stories, and I wanted to write my own. I thought, I have something to say, right? Or I feel like I have something to say.
Mhm.
And it was about when I was like 18 or 19 years old that I decided I want to do comics. I want to write comic books. Like I want to try it and at least and see if I can do it. It was kind of an experiment and a challenge to myself. And if it was possible for me to accomplish this, what does that even look like? And
Right.
what kind of story could I come up with that would fit the medium? That was something I was really interested in as well. And so you know it kind of the decision to make comics came at a point in my life where I had to decide what I wanted to do, right? After high school, you're thinking about college, you're thinking about the kind of life you want to live and the kind of career that you want and all those types of things. And writing was spoke to me, right? And I felt like I couldn't shake it. Like this is what I wanted to do. And so yeah, I came up with the idea for Seasons, which was my first graphic novel that I released in 2019. And from then on, I started putting it out as a web comic for free for people to read, and I was doing that for a while, and then I was looking to see, how do other indie creators get their books published? Like, what do they do? Do they crowdfunding was still very new at the time, I feel like, or at least it wasn't something that was very much like recognized in the indie comics community. I think more people over the last 4 or 5 years have really been driven to Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and the crowdfunding space. But when I started making Seasons and putting that together with my artist Anthony, we were looking to see, what are some of our options? What can we do, and how can we kind of get a fan base? So
Mhm.
putting it out for free online was kind of our first decision to see the kind of response that we would get from it, and if people were enjoying it and how it was coming together and all of that stuff. And then Kickstarter was my first introduction to crowdfunding, and I'd seen other creators use it before, and so
Right.
I thought I'll give this a shot. I'll see, I'll see what we can do with this. And I mean, I'm pretty young at this stage. I'm like probably 20 or 21, and I'm 27 now, so it was about 7 years ago. And I had no idea like how to crowdfund a book. I mean, I was learning all this stuff
Sure.
all at the
Yeah.
same time, and trying to
Mhm.
figure out what I wanted to do and how to do it and how to do it properly. And I know so much now. I've learned so much because this is my ninth campaign that I've done. And anyway, so long story short, I wanted to create comics because I love stories. Stories always have impacted me, and they've changed my life, and they've been a big part of who I am and how I see the world. And I wanted to give back. I wanted to see if I had anything to say. And when I came up with a few ideas and if I could make this a career, that was my driving motivator. It's like I want to do this full time. This is something I really enjoy doing, and
Right.
I like. I mean, after making a few handful of titles, people enjoy my work, and but at some point you do have to believe in yourself before anyone else does, right? You have
Yes.
to go. I think I'm good at this, and maybe I know I'm good at this, but
Mhm.
hopefully other people see that too, or it resonates with people and they enjoy the work. So, um, it's been really great over the last few years to get that to be vindicated, or to get that validation of I can do this, and I'm a good writer, or at least people enjoy what I'm doing, and they're coming back for more. They're always coming back for the next thing.
Right. All right. Let's find out what the next thing is. So nice little segue, right? Because so we
That's
can bring
great.
up
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
fantastic, right? To bring up your campaign. Let's see. You have a Kickstarter campaign for a book called Man-Child, and this is not the first issue of Man-Child. This is the third one.
Yeah, this is for issue 3, so you can get the first 2 issues on this campaign as add-ons. But yeah, we're introducing issue 3, and we're introducing all these new characters. So we're back at it. Jay and I, the artist for the series, we took a after issue 2, I started working on the Fabled Offering with Marco, and
that was the last one you had.
Yes, yeah.
You were here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have that book pretty much like 95% fulfilled. I just need to ship out a couple international packages, and I'm waiting on some sketches from Marco for some backers. But I was able to get like 95% of the packages all sent out before we launched this campaign for my new book. And so in between issues 2 and 3 of Man-Child, I was working on the Fabled Offering, and so now we're back with issue 3, and we're hoping to speed this up as quickly as possible and try to get the rest of the series done. It's going to be a six issue series altogether.
Right. So you tried to calculate that you didn't like launch a new campaign while the previous one was still fulfilling for the most part.
Right. Yeah. I that's something that just bothers me. And I mean, I understand why some people may have to do it or why they do it, but for me, it's like I'm kind of I have to go from one thing to the next. And so if I'm ever working on a certain project, I kind of want to have that finished before I work on the next one, because it helps my focus and it helps my ability to pitch something. And also, I think it's really important to let people know, hey, you can trust me. I fulfill my books, and I also want them to read them. And if they enjoy it, I want them to come back for more, right? Like that's the whole point, is like, if you read my story and you enjoy it, here's something new. Here's my next thing that you can be part of.
Exactly. You don't want to be stressed out while you're working on a new campaign because your previous campaign is still in process, right? So,
in flux. Yeah.
I completely get that. Right. Shall we watch the trailer?
Sure thing. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
All right. There we go.
I'm Nandor Fox Shaffer, the head of Foxholecomics, and welcome to the world of Man-Child. Man-Child is a commentary on comic book fandom that is one part Silver Age-inspired superhero adventure following the exploits of the Monarch Crier, and one part slice-of-life dramedy following super nerd Rufus Boston in an alternating narrative. This Kickstarter campaign is to raise funds for the production of issue 3 of the 6-part limited series, and in this installment, we are introducing the Sadistic Six, all new villains within the Man-Child universe, while also spending a day with Rufus at Uncle Chester's comic shop on an unexpectedly busy new comic book day. We've successfully funded the first 2 issues, and both are available during this campaign, so you can jump into the series straight away. We're offering a limited edition variant covered by the Winter Soldier co-creator Steve Epting, as well as our first ever collector's gatefold cover. Plus many more reward options. Man-Child offers everything a superhero comic fan could want, and everything you didn't know you wanted. Embrace your inner Man-Child and back this book today.
Holy shit. Some good art, man. There's good art there.
Thank you.
Really cool. I've seen the title before, Man-Child, and I couldn't really like connect the title with the main character. I didn't get what that combination was about.
Yeah, what the combination was. So so a lot of people have asked me, is the superhero character named Man-Child? And no, like that's not the case. Let me put that to rest right here. But so for the pitch, the pitch for the series is like I said in that video, but this is two stories in one. So we're in an alternating narrative between the Silver Age inspired adventures of the Monarch Crier, who is this butterfly superhero character. And that whole storyline is written in the cadence of a Stanley Silver Age 60s, 70s era comic book. And so it has all the thought bubbles, the narration. It's like you picked it up from the 60s, basically, from the Marvel Age of comics. And so while you're reading about his adventures and his battles and his own superhero life, basically, at the same time, you're reading about Rufus, who is this comic book nerd who lives in the real world, who loves comic books. And so Rufus is the man child, but the series itself is a commentary on comic book fandom and how we view our heroes and kind of the idealistic vision that we have for superheroes, and also how do we, as we grow older, how do we maintain that childlike wonder that we love about our characters? And for the longest time, in my life and in other people's lives that I know, as you grow up, you start to kind of wonder and question yourself, like, should I still be into comics? Like, should I still be buying these things? Should I still be into these characters?
Sure. Yeah.
And all that stuff? And I think a lot of people kind of have those conversations with themselves. And how much money am I spending on this stuff? Is this just a hobby? All that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to kind of put that idea on trial, and I wanted to kind of turn it around and embrace it, embrace it even more so, and be like, there's nothing wrong with loving these characters. There's nothing wrong by being inspired by our heroes and wanting to enjoy these stories and enjoy these characters, and everything that comics has, taught me and has brought joy to my life. I want to bring that joy to others. And so, usually man-child is a derogatory term. People use that as an insult. And so I wanted to take that word and change the meaning of it with the story and embrace it and make it a positive thing.
Right. So what I'm getting that you're basically telling two stories.
Yes.
One of this guy, this nerdy guy, and one is his actual superhero story.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So how do these stories connect? Does it feel like it belongs together?
Yes, it does. So that's honestly one of the biggest mysteries of the story, and it's something that I want. There's little Easter eggs that I put out throughout the issues that connect each story, and I'm wanting the reader to put the pieces together to puzzle to work on the puzzle of the series, so that by the end of it, it all starts to click. And I was really fascinated with the idea. Why I wanted to tell the story this way was I didn't just want to tell a story about a nerd, and I didn't just want to tell a story about a superhero. I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit more high concept, and think about how fantasy and reality, what their differences are, but how they relate to each other and what that connective tissue looks like. And I wanted that contrast of someone reading this, out of this world superhero story that makes you feel like a kid again. And then you turn the page and you're back in reality, just like we are always, like, kind of being snapped back and forth between, what we love. And then, oh crap, I just finished this comic. I got to go to the job. I got to get out of here. Right. And so, in my own way, I wanted to structure it that way, so that the reader is always kind of going back and forth, and they're kind of having to figure out, okay, what does this character have to do with Rufus? What does Rufus have to do with this character? And I think on a visual level, and it's somewhat subtle, but I think it comes through in the story when you read the issues. It's like Rufus is, he's stuck. He's a caterpillar. It's like he's stuck in his cocoon. He's stuck in his own life. He's kind of in his own, little world, right? And the Monarch Crier is the butterfly. That's like who we want to be. That's, we want to be the superhero. We want to be that character that saves the day Rufus, is not that. And so I was really interested in playing with the subtext of that and how it could relate to the reader and how they see their own life and what they love about superheroes and comics and all that stuff.
So was that concept, that like the cocoon and butterfly analogy, was what brought you to the design of this character, to basically the theme of this superhero?
Yeah, that was a big part of it. That was a big part of it. It was one of those things that kind of coalesced into the perfect idea for why I wanted to uh, pursue it. Was not only that idea, but I really felt like the butterfly is usually almost a feminine picture, or a feminine type of insect, you could say. And I wanted to kind of take that and put it on a masculine character. I wanted to embrace that idea a little bit and be like, because butterflies are very fragile, and they're not antagonistic, and they're not threatening.
Yeah.
And so I thought for a superhero that would be really interesting. And also, most of the Silver Age type heroes are all based on insects, or or animals, or something like that. And so I kind of looked at that because I was debating what kind of superhero do I want, right? And I thought that those 3 points all made sense, and that there was a story there that I could use that would inform the reader and make sense, and something that I think is, it's a subtle thing again, but I always try to, all my stories have a lot of intentionality behind it. But the character's name is the Monarch Crier, and the title is Man-Child. Both 2 words start with the same letters, so there's a little thing
That's
there.
a coincidence. Come on.
Yeah, that's intentional. No.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was all intentional. I thought, what a way to, I don't know, layer the book in an interesting way. I don't know if anyone will catch it, right? Like, who knows? Marvel Comics, MC. I was really fascinated with that idea, and I thought I could play with that with the story.
Wow. That is clever. Sometimes things just click, doesn't
Yeah.
work. Come
Yeah.
together.
That's when I know, like, I feel like I'm onto something. Like, because sometimes when you're coming up with the story, you're trying to figure out, how is this going to work? What kind of story do I want to tell? Which direction should I go in? And then sometimes those things present themselves, and as writers, our job is to see patterns in things that would normally have no pattern. Like we're trying to connect the dots for the reader, and we're trying to connect the dots for the characters. And so when those things click for you, I go, you know what? We got to do that. It's just one of those things that I feel like there's no other way to tell this story. We got to do it this way.
Right.
And it helps with my sense of direction for storytelling.
Really cool. By the way, you have 59 backers right now, 24 days to go. So you launched 1 week ago or something?
Yeah, I launched Monday. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be 1 week tomorrow.
Right. All right. Can we get backer 60 during this stream, guys? If you back, let us know in the chat. We can have a little celebration. The link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. Go check it out, share it.
Yeah, and I want to let people know, there's some, like, we have some amazing talent on this book, right?
Yeah, look
and
at this. This is crazy.
Yeah, that's by Nathan Lorazana, and he's an amazing artist. He's done some covers for Dynamite and Titan Comics, and he's really something. He's an art teacher. He's great. He's a really great talent. But also above, I wanted to mention we have our gatefold cover. So this is done by Ben Morse, and so fans of maybe 90s comics are more familiar with the gatefold, but it's going to be a cover that folds out, and so it'll be basically 4 covers in one. And it's our it's our own little homage to like X-Men #1 by Jim Lee, where you have all the
Yeah.
characters, coming towards the villain, but here it's the villains are coming towards the hero. So we kind of wanted to change that up, but that's going to be glorious. Ben Morris is one of the best artists in the indie scene. He has his own books, We Are Scarlet Twilight and August Purgatory Underground. So I recommend checking his stuff out. And he does it all. He writes, draws, colors, all of it. So he's really something. And then above that one is Steve Epting's cover. So, I mentioned how important the Captain America run by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting was for me. So this artist is the co-creator of The Winter Soldier for Marvel Comics. And he is my all-time favorite comic book artist. His art is the reason I got in to superheroes, into comics themselves, because he was working on Captain America with Ed Brubaker at the time. And, The Winter Soldier was such a huge story and character at the time. And so, I was, so pleased to be able to work with him. I don't think he's ever done a crowdfunding cover for anyone. I'm not like 100% sure, but he doesn't really do as much work anymore. His name's Steve Epting, and he is. It's such a pleasure. It kind of makes me emotional sometimes because when I think about it, just because he's such a great artist, and he was my childhood favorite artist. Everyone kind of has that person that they always want to work with, right? That, man, if I could get a Batman sketch from Frank Miller, or if I could get, a Captain America sketch from Steve Epting, or if I could get, Star Wars sketch from Howard Chaykin or something, like you have all those artists that are synonymous with the characters you love.
And now,
go ahead.
Now you even got him to do the cover for one of your own books, man. That's nuts.
I know.
How did you manage that?
So it was just one of those like serendipitous things that happened. I reached out to him. It was a shot in the dark, and I emailed him. I found his email information on his website, and I reached out to him, and he was in between contracts, and so it was just like the perfect timing. And I sent him the first 2 issues as PDFs, and I sent him all the character designs and kind of pitched the project, pitched the book and the cover idea that I had to him. As professional, as I could, and tried to be, straightforward, but, let him know, of course, I'm a huge fan, and this would be a really cool cover. And I know you'd be perfect for this. And it was just the right timing. And so he said he loved the character design for the Monarch Crier butterfly character. And, he liked the book idea, and he just, he liked it. And so he wanted to do it. So that was really cool.
Fantastic. Congratulations, man. That's really cool. Dr. Ino is in the chat. Welcome, sir. I've been listening, and Mr. Shaver, you're well spoken, sir. I wish for you to have great prosperity with your comics.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot.
That's nice. Thank you, Doc. Really cool. This is also so good, man. You have a lot of quality covers. This is also awesome. Really nice.
Yeah. That's done by Pablo Romero, and he's done a lot of. I've been following him on Twitter for a really long time, and he does a lot of great, femme fatale, kind of classic female superheroes and all that stuff. So he's really great. And I thought of him when I thought of this cover idea of that's our new character, Highness Helen, and she's standing on top of Rufus with their flaming sword in his face. And I was like, that's such a badass cover idea. I was like, we need to do that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, really cool. I gotta say, man, when I first saw these characters, I didn't see this one, but I saw something else. I saw a particular picture with these characters, and they have this particular like design, this look that it almost feels like a parody of
Mm,
like other comics, right?
okay.
Um, and um, it gave us this vibe that it wasn't. It was more like a comedy or
Right.
something like that. But when I hear you talk about it, it sounds pretty serious. It
It
taps into
is. Yeah.
some serious subjects, right?
Right, right. So, and that was something, it's a fine line, kind of coming up with new superhero characters or new supervillains now. I
Mhm.
feel like a lot of the time it can be really difficult to differentiate your characters because it almost feels like it's all been done before, and in some regard it has, right?
Mhm. Yep.
What I did for these characters, Jay and I, the artist for the series, we looked at a lot of um classic designs from the Silver Age and Golden Age and tried to look at a lot of what Kirby did with his characters and New Gods and a lot of the more kind of obscure designs that we don't necessarily see in some of the characters today, and how we can kind of implement those and combine some aspects so that you get an idea of what kind of character this is, from the design itself. And that was, as I look back and I look at a lot of older Silver Age comic books, a lot of them can seem a little over the top, a little silly, a little
Yeah.
too on the nose, right? And so that was something that we wanted to do. We wanted to do with these characters is like, hey, like these characters, and when we think about it, like we think about Dr. Octopus, like that's such a weird name, right?
Yeah.
Like, like that's such a silly, funny name. Who would ever find a character named Dr. Octopus to be threatening? But we're so familiar with it, we've integrated it into our superhero conversations and all that stuff. So I think there's a little bit of that happening here where we wanted to play with that idea, but hopefully as you read the book and you see how serious it's written and also how much drama and gravity there is to these characters, that they'll start to become just like other characters that you know and love.
Right. Really, really cool. I always appreciate it when character designs are fairly simple yet they work.
Yeah, right.
Like for instance this guy with the pink and
Yeah,
white.
Postman.
What's
Yeah,
his name?
Postman. So he has a hyphen. So it's post hyphen man.
Yeah, sure. Look at the mask. Really is with one like eye slit right there.
Right.
Really
Yeah.
cool. So what does he do?
Yeah, so Postman, and as in the name, he's from the future. He's a futuristic character who is not necessarily human, but not necessarily alien. He's kind of a mashup, and he's in his own suit, and he has his own like gadgets. So he's kind of the gadget guy,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you want to say, and his technology is more futuristic, more alien. If you look at like the day the Earth stood still.
Mhm.
And that main villain character, I forget the robot's name, but I looked at a lot of kind of classic 50s, 60s robot characters and kind of that aesthetic and how we could put that into this character and make you think like, is there a man under that mask? Like is that a regular human being, or is it
Mhm.
something completely different, a
Right.
deformed creature? And he only has 4 digits, so he doesn't have 5 fingers. He has four fingers for his hands.
Oh,
So that's a intentional thing that we did for the character to make you
mm.
go, what, like, who is he? What is he?
Well, that's not just a human from the future, right?
Right.
All right. Interesting mysteries. Right. So for the perks, I see that people can get a digital version, which is great. People can back you, can support you without like shipping costs and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
without breaking the bank.
That's always good. It's good to have for just $5, guys. You have the
Yeah,
digital
it's
PDF.
it's 28 pages,
Mhm.
and So yeah, 28 pages for $5. And if you get the PDF, you can also, we have a PDF bundle, but if you wanted to get issue 3 and add on issues 1 and 2, you could as well.
Yeah.
So.
Sure. Yeah. Then you get the physical copies for $10.
Yeah, $10 for 28 pages, and you get the PDF as well.
Excellent. That's cool. This PDF bundle. Yeah, you get all three issues.
Yes, yeah, all 3
Really
issues.
cool. So
Yeah, that's
that's
over 70 pages altogether. Each issue is about 24 pages, and issue 3 is 28. So
right. So is this all part of a larger story?
yeah, there. So the Monarch Crier story is continuous throughout each issue, but Rufus is and Rufus' story is as well. But we pick up with Rufus at a different point with each chapter, with each issue. So we get to see kind of vignettes of his life and different conversations and things that he's dealing with at the same time. Yeah. All
right. Cover B is a little bit more expensive. For $15, but that's still a steal. And for $20, you get cover C by Nathan Lorenzana.
Yeah,
nice. I love this cover.
A sexy cover.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool. Cover D, that's the gatefold cover.
Correct. Yeah.
That is so beautiful, man. Really nice.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait to get the copies in my hands.
Right. So how far into production are these?
Yeah, so we are about a little more than halfway through this 3rd issue with all the art and lettering and everything. So we're working our way towards it. We should have, the first 2 issues are completely done and ready to go, and we'll be finishing issue 3. Hopefully, after we get the funds from the Kickstarter, we can finish it by November or so, and then we should have the book shipped out early next year.
Right. Perfect. Retail bundles, a lot of stuff, guys. You can check it out. The link to this campaign is in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. Maybe there's something for you. Plus, you can get like add-ons, like your back catalog, right? The other books.
Correct. Yeah, you can get, and I have the add-ons, on the campaign page as well.
All right.
People can also get the other covers from issues 1 and 2. Those are also available as add-ons as well. But yeah, we do have other larger tiers with getting your name in the book and getting drawn into the book and getting an original sketch from Jay himself. He'll draw, a character from Manchild or, an established character that you love.
Really cool, man. Excellent. Looks great. It looks interesting. 59 backers, guys, go share this out. Talk about this campaign. Share it around on social media. Let's help get this this funded. You will make it with ease, but still, let's get this going, guys. Really cool. Right. Stop the screen. That was awesome. That was great.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. I know, I've been watching what you've been doing with Genuine Comics and all the new characters that you have and all the stuff that you've done. And I was like, I think Dave's going to appreciate this book.
Yeah,
I totally understand kind of where we're coming from.
I do. I will probably back this when I get the chance. So it's interesting. All right. Before we close off this stream, I want to quickly share something of my own, guys. I always find it awkward to find this like segue to my own thing, but we need to do this.
It needs to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to happen. This is I'm trying to get this made also. We are funded, guys. We're we're in demand right now. The book is in a production, and the POWERTRIP book 2 is almost done. Perfect 10 book 5 is in the works. We brought on inker Thiago Gomez to help out, so the production goes a little bit faster. You can get, like, check this out, guys. If you like classic superhero stuff, like colorful characters, superhero action and adventure, this might be something for you. We have like a lot of characters, a lot of cool stuff going on, like classic poses, like covers that are like a little bit familiar, really cool. It's all drawn by Paul Rodriguez. He's fantastic artist, colored by Daniel Rodriguez. Look at this, guys. This is just so incredibly good. So this is cover B. This is cover A. You can get both of these. Little peeky of the interior art. Look at this. This is so cool, and this is one continuous story. So book 5, guys. This total story will be six books. So help us make book 6 also. Like, the more we bring in, the faster we can produce the following book also. Look at this double page spread. Really cool. It's colorful. It's action packed. You have pencil art. This page is completely done, by the way. It's completely inked, colored, everything.
Awesome.
So,
Nice.
but I will not show that. But it's fun to show a page in progress, right? And POWERTRIP book 2 is a anthology book with stories from the genuine universe made by different creative teams. So we have 3 new stories. One of Shadow Lion, which is a Brazilian street level hero who takes on the Brazilian underworld. And then we have the Flying Dutchman, who's basically our Superman, and he is written by myself and drawn by Pow. Look at this. This is so cool. And then we have the Phenomenals, which is a group of like heroes who aren't officially heroes, but they want to be, so they group together. It's really cool, really fun. It's written by Lee Byron Carver, who you may know from The Company Man, and you can get your own character commission. We have a bunch more. You get free cards. So check it out, guys. The link to this campaign is also in the description of this video. Let me stop the screen. Whew, wow. Mike says, good looking designs, colors, and art. That I take it that goes for both our campaigns. So thank you. Thanks so
We'll
much.
take both.
Yeah. Look at that spread. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Nandor, thank you for being my guest for today and making things easy for me. You know, you did most of the work today. Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. Happy to be here and happy to chat with you and to return to the Drink with Brink. You know, I'm happy.
Yeah, you're always welcome. If you have something new, just reach out and we'll do this another time, you know?
Awesome.
Really cool. All right. Good luck with your campaign, sir. And special thanks to people watching right now, to the chat. Thank you so much for being here with us, guys, for the interaction. If you liked this conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I will be back next week with a new guest. So same time, same channel, new guest. Let's see what, by the way, let's see what Jens thought of today's show. Jens, what did you think of today's show?
Well, Dave, you do know this is supposed to be your show, but your guest just stole it from you. Good work.
All right.
That's great.
Thank you, Jens. Thank you so much. Right, guys. See you all next week. Have a fantastic week. Well, I'll see you around. Wait a minute. Where's my end? Where's my outro? There it is. I found it. Bye, guys.